So Coach Pete Carroll made a decision in the offseason to move Jackson Powers Johnson over to right guard and replace him at center with Jordan Meredith. And a lot of us were questioning that decision as to whether or not that was the right place for JPJ to go. However, with a week 1 concussion, with a guy who has a history of serious concussions, I am starting to see the wisdom in moving him over to right guard. Let me explain. First and foremost, the center position is the captain of the line out there on the offensive line. And so having a guy with a history of concussions does not make sense to make him or to put him out there, because it is quite likely that his concussion history will resurface during the season, which would mean you would have to be replacing your center with somebody else, i.e. a backup. Now, this doesn't mean that Jordan Meredith couldn't get hurt and the same exact situation would have to happen. However, you have to make sure that you have the most consistency at center for your quarterback and the rest of the offensive line. And the fact that JPJ just continues to have an issue with concussions means that you have to replace him with Jordan Meredith. And the fact that Jordan Meredith played so well at center, it was an easy decision. And apparently, Coach was right, because now we have JPJ is not going to be playing in Monday night's game against the Chargers because of yet another concussion. In fact, he may even miss next week's game as well in order to try and let him heal. Remember, concussions, especially repeated concussions, can lead to CTE, which is a very serious disease and cuts the life span short of an individual, and is not even detectable until after they pass away and an autopsy is done. And so you have to take in the most precaution for your players, and I think that the right decision here is now to go ahead and let JPJ sit for at least 2 weeks to hopefully get over his concussion, and Alex Kappa come in and fill in that role at right guard. Now, I also want to talk about another huge injury, and this may impact the game in a very big way. But first, I do want to say thank you to today's sponsor, and that is Box House. My boy Kevin Ross over there at Box House is absolutely phenomenal. The company's phenomenal, the customer service is phenomenal, and their product is phenomenal. They can deliver you a tiny house or an ADU anywhere in the country. So if you are in need, go ahead and give Kevin a call. The number is on the screen, and the link to the website is down in the description. Now let's move on to another injury report before the game, and that is our star tight end, Brock Bowers. We all know that he suffered a knee injury in the glorious victory last week. However, he may not play on Monday night. As it stands right now, he did practice yesterday, and he looked really good in practice. He was moving well. He wasn't hobbling. Everything looks good, but the knee is still sore, and he is a game-time decision. Now, Pete Carroll has said that he is confident that he will be able to play, but whether or not they will risk him and how much they will play him with that bruised knee depends on how the game is going. If the Raiders can get an early lead and our defense can hold up against Justin Herbert, I almost said Herbert Smith. I have no idea why. He's kind of a no-name quarterback anyway, so who cares? But at the point of it is, if the Raiders can get out an early lead, you may see the benching of our star tight end, because remember, Michael Mayer played exceptionally well in that Patriots game, and he is a star tight end in his own right. The only difference is Brock Bowers is a superstar. So you have a superstar tight end, and then you have a star tight end. And I think that obviously our backup tight end can definitely handle the job. Michael Mayer is a proven tight end. He's a big body guy. They call him Baby Gronk for a reason. So I have no doubt that the Raiders will be happy to have him in there. Elandon Roberts is also suffering from an injury. He is expected to go. It was an elbow injury. So he's been practicing. He's been in the facility. So do expect our starting linebacker to be out there and handling business as he was doing last week until he got injured. As far as anything else goes, the Raiders are relatively healthy moving into week 2, and this is great news for the Raiders. And guys, if you want more great news, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, follow, and share this to those who need to see it.